Hi, it's Kauthar again. I hope you're doing good and your holiday is still going on well. So today we're going to be talking about yeast infection. Now, each time yeast infection is mentioned, the first thing that comes to mind is women. It's assumed that yeast infection is exclusive to women. But I'm here to tell you today that as a man, you can have yeast infection. And that this yeast infection is also caused by the same fungi, Candida albicans, that causes yeast infection in women. Now, we actually have a level of fungi, this particular fungi in our skin. However, when there's an overgrowth, it causes yeast infection. And by the way, yeast infection is not just doesn't just happen in the genitals. It can actually happen in the mouth where you have mouth thrush. It can happen in your underarms. Places that are basically moist and stuff like that. So now that that is out of the way, let's talk about the causes of yeast infection in men. Now, the first cause of yeast infection in men is actually sexual exposure to a woman who has yeast infection. But that's not to say that it's a sexually transmitted disease. No, it's not. It's just that if a woman has yeast infection and then you have unprotected sex with her, your chances of getting this infection is actually high. The second cause of it is poor hygiene. And okay, this particular one blows my mind. Men, I'm not here to bash you today. You all know that I love you, right? But some men do not give a hoot about their own personal hygiene. You find men who wear boxer for 3, 4 days before they change it. Come on, man, come on. Okay, so things like this can actually cause it. And this is how it happens. A lot of men will just go take a bath, come out of the bathroom with hairs. Some of them hardly shave, and then just put on their boxes, put on their wando, their trousers, and then just head out. Now you still have a relatively damp genital, and on top of that, you probably sweat while you're out there. Now this moist around that area actually increases your chances of having yeast infection. So you need to you need to just change it. If you take a bath, make sure you dry that area. But most importantly, just trim the hairs around there. Just groom it. Okay, it looks good. If it's groomed, I'm sure it's gonna look good. Okay, so just do that and make sure. Just try to ensure that that place is at least try to a relative extent to avoid getting yeast infection. Another cause of it is immune suppressant illnesses like HIV and HIV actually. So that can cause yeast infection. Also, prolonged use of antibiotics. I said that in the video where I talked about women. It's applicable to men too. Prolonged use of antibiotics for whatever reason can actually cause you that. Also, diabetes. If you have diabetes, your risk of getting yeast infection is a bit high. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the symptoms of yeast infection in men. Um, Redness, itchiness, burning sensation during sex and urination. Um, Sometimes you have rashes around the shaft and the gland of the penis. You can also experience discharge, white discharge that actually comes with a very foul smell. So those are symptoms that if you have, you should go check yourself out. And I would advise that you do not self-medicate. No, you need to know what it is first before you even think of what you're going to take. So it's best to go see a doctor. They will run a test and determine whether it's this infection or some other infection. I need to emphasize here again that yeast infection is not a sexually transmitted infection. No, it is not. It's just that when you have sex with a woman who already has this infection, there's every possibility that you might get it. So before you dive in, you want to check. And women watching this, please, if you have yeast infection, I suggest you don't have sex. But if you have to, kindly wear a condom, protect the dude, okay? So that we all stay healthy and not just keep infecting and reinfecting each other and stuff like that. So basically, today, as a woman, if you have yeast infection, you need to speak with your partner. You both should go get it checked out. And the reason why you want to do this, especially the man, is if you leave yeast infection untreated for a very long time, it can actually lead to Nitus. Okay. It's another totally different infection that inflames the foreskin and or the head of the penis. And believe me, you don't want to feel the pain that comes with that. So please go get yourself checked. Most importantly, practice safe sex. Just try. I know it's difficult for some of us, but just try. And like I said in the last post I made, do not judge someone's sexual health just by looking at them. They can look as clean as a whistle, but within them they might not just be. And like I said, some people don't even know they have these infections, and others have but will not tell you. So let's keep staying healthy. And as usual, I'll employ you to um, share this video, leave your comments if you have any comments, and let's just keep going and living a healthy life. I'll see you next time.